Okay, so yes, I was sick. You read it correctly. How to prepare for the upcoming update. And the reason I'm making this is I've done the system. I tried out the body system. I tried out this quite a bit. I already reached like level 5, so I am 1 away from the maximum level. I tried the system out. It's very epic. The body system is awesome, but they are super expensive to max out, to level up, all of that. So I'm making sort of a guide on how to prepare for it, because quite a lot of these things they rely on gathering and mining, and well, mostly gathering actually. I don't think there's too much mining. So since mining is very limited to non-summoner pass users, you might want to start preparing early for it, and I'll explain 2 of the main systems to prepare for. First of all, the body plus the transformation system, because those are sort of linked together. And the second one will be the melting system, the magic engineering whole thing, right? All 3 of these systems are somewhat connected to each other, because in order to unlock transformations, you need to level up your body level. In order to level up your body level and to level up transformations, you need items from the magic engineering system. So they sort of interconnect with each other, and you will eventually want to use all 3 of them if you want to level up at least one of them. So first of all, the easier one for the transformations and the body system. So I'm gonna start with the transformations. You will want to unlock all of these eventually. However, I would recommend focusing on gathering the most, and the 2 transmogs that do gathering will be the Water Fairy and the Light Hug. Unfortunately for the Light Hug, you actually need to have him. Yeah, so you need to have the Light Hug actually summoned. I don't think there was a Illusion Garden with the Light Hug yet, but I have a feeling that it will come out soon, because, well, if you give a unit that needs a duplicate, not duplicate pieces, but leveling up, and you don't have the unit, it's gonna be very difficult. So yeah, this guy is a support type, and the same thing with the fairy, she is a support type as well. So if you want to level up those units, you will want to level up their body system hearts, or whatever they're called. And if we look into something like a water fairy, I will open her up. As you can see, support type, and she's already level 3, but you will want to start gathering the favorite foods of these monsters. So a quick list of all of the transformations. So the Water Fairy and the Light Hug are support type monsters, and the reason types are important is because the food they love will be based on their monster type. So both of these will love the same food because they're the same type. Fire Lizardman is a warrior, I believe, so he will like a certain amount of food. The Wind Cat is an assassin, so assassins will have their own food as well. Now I will check what type both of these are. So the Wind Living Armor and the Water Charger Shark, right? So for the Water Charger Shark, he is an assassin type, as well as the the Wind Cat. So they both eat the same food. And the Wind Living Armor, is he a warrior? That would make yeah, he is a warrior. So look at this. For mining, you need to level up a support type. For gathering, you need to level up a support type. For mining, you need to level up a warrior type. And to increase your fishing speed, you need to level up an assassin type. And with all this being said, now I will put up a graph on the screen which shows all of the favorite foods for each type of unit. And yeah, in here you can see that, for example, a support type, which is needed to increase your gathering speed, their favorite food will be Sage Foe or Chamomile Foe. So one of these foods is from the Master tier, so if you do not have Master Profession unlocked, do not worry, you are still able to use, I believe those are level 7 recipes if I'm not wrong, right? Let me quickly check in the cooking tab. Yes, they look like level 7 recipes for the first one and Master tier recipes for the legendary one. So as long as you are level 7 cooking, you should be okay. Keep in mind, you can still use any other food that you have crafted. However, it will give a little bit less because it is not their favorite food, right? So, for support types, Sage Foe and Chamomile Foe. For night types, it will be Strawberry Sparkling Water as well as Kiwi Sparkling Water. For warrior types, it will be Fruit Cakes and White Rice Cakes. For assassins, it will be Kiwi Gelato and Mango Sorbet. For archers, it will be Made Dish. You know how expensive that thing is. And Grilled Maso Salmon. And for mage types, Short Rib Gimbap and Crab Gimbap. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But yeah, those are the foods. If you do not know the recipes of some of these foods, I will attach a link in the pinned comment to the Summoner Scroll wiki for the cooking page. It has all of the updated recipes. I use it daily, pretty much, with all of these events and all of these new systems coming out. So make sure to use that if you do not know some of the recipes. They have everything laid out with images. You can easily search it with Ctrl F on your PC or anything like that, and you will be able to find the foods that are required. So you can start crafting some of these foods. I would recommend crafting the legendary tiers because based on the amount of resources you use for those, usually those will be a little bit more efficient than the level 7 cooking ones. So yeah, you see whichever type of the monster you want to level up, and you can start preparing this specific food for that monster. And now the MAGITECH, the melting system. So you best believe I have all of the calculations prepared in here. I've done a lot of math on all of the various efficient methods and all of that, and I believe so to be the most efficient method of getting these little crystals. And just for context, I'm currently level 5. I just leveled up to level 5. I'll try to go to 6 during this week, and what I'll do is before the system releases, I'll do a very big crafting session to see how good the rates are, what kind of crops you can expect, just to see whether it's worth using this system, right? So, first of all, what you need to know about the energy is one energy refreshes every 30 minutes, which means without using any refreshes, you are able to get 48 energy per day. And in order to use 48 energy per day, you will want to use you will want to get 96,000 of these little crystals per day just for the free energy that first. Now 96k energy or 96k crystals, I don't know what to call them. It's very difficult to get them unless you have certain very efficient methods. And the reason you want to get them is, look at these. All 3 of these effect stones I got in around 150 of these alteration uses. Because I leveled up to level 4, these are only available at level 4 and 5, as you can see. And all the way from level 4 to level 5 that I reached today, I have already gotten 3 of these stones. So the system is super good. I also got, I think, 2 or 3 purple books plus effect stones as well. So yeah, you do want to make use of the system because look at these. I mean, yeah, stats not the best. Maybe the critical rate is cool, but yeah, they are very, very cool. Very, very cool. So how you want to prepare for them? First of all, this is something that is not released yet. However, I do want to mention it so you don't accidentally feed them to the sources. You know, all of those gems, effect stones, you might get something like a flat stat, and if you don't intend on combining them, you might want to sell it. Or if you have 3 flat stats or just stats you don't like, you might be looking into combining your gems. And at least for the legendary ones, I would say save them. Save every single legendary gem, effect stone, galaxy stone, book, anything you have, anything you might want to use. Because in the future, there will be the re-alteration system, which will allow you to re-roll the stat of that item once. Of course, for purple gems, for purple stats, it's probably not as efficient because you get a bunch of them from various quests and all of that. But for the legendary ones, I would recommend saving all of them. Stop combining them. You can combine purple gems if you want, although I would recommend saving them for the melting system as well. But save every single legend item. If you see that you reroll it, if the price is of course not too expensive here and you don't get the stat you wanted, then you can look into they're rolling them, not they're rolling them, but combining them, because again, the alteration system will, they mentioned at least, will be only available once per item. So if you don't get a good start on the second attempt, then you can look into how to use that one, whether you want to melt it, whether you want to combine it, all of that. But now, the best way to get some of these crystals. So I've done calculations on every single method where you can use energy. I will probably cover it more in depth once the system is closer to release. For now, I just want to give you the most efficient methods for it. So I will split this into two parts. First part will be for Summoner Pass users, and the second part will be for non-Summoner Pass users. So the reason I'm splitting them is because the most efficient method will involve a lot, and I mean a lot, of gathering. Hours per day. I think it was like 5-6 hours per day just to use up the free energy. So for most free-to-play players, or players who do not have the Summoner Pass, thus not having infinite mining, it will be very difficult to max it out. So I'm gonna split it into the Summoner Pass category, non-Summoner Pass category. Of course, with the gathering method, with the Summoner Pass, the most efficient method will be much more efficient than methods for non-Summoner Pass users. That's probably a classic. But a method that requires around 450 energy per day, and everything that you get will be instantly used towards the system, will be the gold the gold repeat request, these ones. So for the Contana region, where you get around 40k gold and some unknown scrolls are included in this one. This means that you summon them, you convert any pieces that you get from those scrolls to Breath of Lives, and you sell those Breath of Lives for the system as well. You don't have to do this, but it just adds a little bit of efficiency, right? But yeah, gold repeats will be the most efficient method, and since your goal is to collect 96,000 of those little crystals a day, what you do with gold is you use that gold for, first of all, profession crafting, and second of all, buying a bunch of gloves to let you craft even more. And the recipe you gather for is, you go to processing, and you find this one, outfit material, the green rough yarn ball. This is by far the most efficient item that I have found to work, and I will showcase you why. So if you look at the total amount you need to gather for it, you need 2 basil, which is essentially 2 gatherings. You need 2 branches. These drop at a 50% chance from either peach or mango trees. So essentially you need 4 gatherings in total, and 4-leaf clover. Luckily, these also drop from basil, which you need for this. These have, from my experience, around 20% chance, so you need 5 gatherings in order to get one of this. So if you need 5 gatherings to get one of this and 4 gatherings to get this, this of course you get from grinding 4-leaf clovers, you'll need a total of 9 gatherings, which will break your gloves by like around 10%. And also, one crafting will cost you 1,500 gold. So for around 3,000 gold, you will be able to get a single rough yarn ball, which means that one repeat request, where you get around 40k gold, will get you like close to 12, maybe 13 yarns or something like that. So yeah, once you craft these yarns, essentially this is the cheapest recipe. I tried with these two, but the reason they won't work as well is because you do not get 4-leaf clovers from saffron, and you don't get 4-leaf clovers from sage. You only get them from basil and lavender, so it sort of doesn't work as efficiently here. It's still one of the most efficient methods, don't get me wrong, but it is nowhere near as efficient as the green tier of yarn ball. And if you go to there, you'll notice that for the amount we've spent, look at how efficient it is. We go to the materials, I will have to locate it somewhere here. Each green yarn ball will give you 100 crystals, which means per day you will need around 960 of these if you want to max out the daily energies, right? And to get 96,000 you will need to gather for around 450 energy, right? The second most efficient method for this will be the ruptures, and it doesn't matter which rupture you do, you can do whichever one you prefer for these materials. But yeah, rupture will be the second best. However, you need to do rupture during the hot time event, because during that event your gold drops are boosted by 30% from dungeons, and it does include the rupture. For ruptures, it is around, let me see, around 25, maybe 30% less efficient than the gold repeater quests. However, you also get a bunch of sky stones which you do not get from the gold repeats. Also, you get quite a bit of XP, so it helps you level up summoners, helps you level up units as well. So if you do need sky stones for something, I would recommend prioritizing rupture and then using the gold you get from there again to buy gloves, to gather items required for the rough yarn, such as basil and any of the trees for branches, and using those to craft rough yarn balls as well. Again, 25% less efficient when it comes to this system, but you also get sky stones and XP, which is super important as well. And now, there are a bunch of other methods that are way less efficient, so I won't cover them now. I might cover them in a separate video. For now, the non-summoner pass users, here is the most efficient method for you. Also, I forgot to mention that for those methods with summoner pass, they are very grindy. So not only do you need to do the ruptures or the repeat request, but also you'll need to do hours of gathering. So even if you do have the summoner pass, if you do not intend to gather a lot, or you are gathering for something else, you might want to look into the non-summoner pass method as well. So this method is around 55, maybe closer to 60% less efficient than the gold repeat method. However, this is by far the most efficient method when it comes to time spent in game. So for the gold one, you gather a bunch of gold, you mine for hours, you craft the rough yarn bones, and then you burn them. For this one, all you need to do is do the repeat request, burn the items, that's it, done. It's way more efficient when it comes to time. It's not as efficient when it comes to energy, and that is the XP potion repeats in Contana. So this one, on average from this one you will get around 190 to 200 of these normal XP potions, and each potion will sell for around 4 of the burnable energy, right? Let me just showcase. So yeah, one will sell for around 4, and if you get like closer to 200 from one repeat request, that will be close to 800 of these little crystals, right? So for these ones, to max out at 96,000 per day, you will need to burn 24k of these potions. And to get 24k of these potions, you will need to do around 120 repeats, somewhere around there. So it does require you to burn around 1000 energy per day just on repeat request. But if you want to rush that system and if you want to make the most use of that free energy, that's just what you will have to do. So again, nowhere near as efficient as the gold methods, where you get gold, gather basil and branches, and then use rough yarn balls. But it is by far the most time efficient one, because you just do XP requests for like 20-30 minutes and you're done. No gathering, no crafting, all of that. Yeah. So those are the most efficient methods on how to prepare for the system. Trust me, it's worth it. You get amazing items like these, and I got 3 of these from like 150 crafts. I also got a few of these, and I believe I got one of the books. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it if you care about upgrading your runes a lot. So yeah, that's how you prepare for it. As you can see, I'm a non-summoner pass user, so I just spent all of my energy, all of my repeat request tickets on this, and I just burn XP potions and craft with that. Do not worry, because the further you go into the system, the more you will actually get back from it. What I mean by that is whenever you craft anything, there's quite a big list of items that you can get, and especially if you go to the max level, right? Once you start getting items like these, for example 30 premium handworks, right? Imagine you use 2000 crystals, you get 30 premium handworks, and you burn those to get back the materials, the little crystals. You get quite a bit. If I burn 30 of these, you get 2400. You actually make a profit. So on average, I've tried to do this with around 100 items, and I've sold every single item that I got from the system, and I was able to get back around 35% of the crystals I spent. At level 6, it should be even more. So do not worry, you will not need to gather 96,000 crystals per day every day. If you intend to sell some of these items, because you get a bunch of them. You get all of these, you get green tier items, white tier items like these. These are of course worth way less, but if you sell them, you will still be getting some of that stuff back. So yeah, that's how you prepare for the upcoming updates. And the reason I'm mentioning all of them is because since all of them are interconnected, you will most likely be going for all of them at once. They will most likely release all at once. Hopefully, unless come to us, I don't know what they're thinking if they don't. But yeah, that's about it. Go start gathering your basils, go start gathering your branches, crafting all those yarn balls, farming all those XP potion repeats, whichever method you prefer to use. And yeah, peace.